Good Monday morning, 5:22. I hope everybody had a great week and is ready for another phenomenal week moving forward. I know I mentioned this last week, but end of the year is coming up and it's getting a little crazy at my side. I'm sure your sides are as well. So just know planning that there are tasks that you need to get done by the due dates, and just balance that with what's going on at your site. So let's jump into week three here in a minute. First week two was another great week on your discussion post. I have to say you guys are doing a great job of having really good conversations about the topics. In week two, the discussion post, I really enjoyed the conversation around the makerspace and around 3D printing. It just went into some areas that we obviously can't foresee where the discussions are going to go, but that were really good, and there was a lot of good sharing of information, sharing of thoughts and ideas. So keep that up. So let's jump right in. We are all pretty bizarre. Some of us are just better at hiding it. That's all. And that's from the Breakfast Club and the characters. Andrew. I love this quote for a couple reasons. One, I think truly great educators have something a little bit different about them that can be considered bizarre or unique or quirky or weird. And I use this line. I'm at a middle school all the time to let students know that, hey, adults are weird too. Adults are awkward. Adults are bizarre. We just hide it. We were in middle school and we had those same issues. As adults, you just learn how to hide it a little bit. So this week is a fun week in that we get to look at AR and 3D printing. AR and VR are ideas and thoughts that didn't really exist, 10 years ago. And now it's kind of becoming pretty common. Even, just taking a picture with your phone and, you could put a Marvel character on it or Pokemon Go or, all these things that it's just becoming commonplace. And it really is extremely impressive in what's going on. And then 3D printing is still, I still feel like sometimes it's like magic, right? Nothing existed except for this, roll of plastic, and now I made something on a computer, and now it's in front of me in minutes or hours. So the content is kind of surrounding that. And so your first article is Augmented Reality in Education and Training. It's about a 10-page PDF. So it's not too much content. There aren't a lot of pictures. I'm a picture guy, but it's about a 10-page article. It's a really good read. There's a lot of great information. And so then your second content piece is choose a book to read. Not the whole book, but at least one chapter. So Best Technology Books 2017. And this isn't the end all be all this list. So this is the website. And the one thing I'll tell you is this website has a ton of pop-up ads and video that has to load before you can hit next to go to the next book. Because I just tried clicking through and it doesn't let you click through as fast as I would like. And so there are some books here. This list, though, is just suggestions. These are some books to get you going. If you find a book that's within the technology realm, feel free to, Ready Player One. Yeah, that movie didn't do so well, did it? Feel free to use it as well. And so what you're going to do is you're going to, just read a chapter, and then that really is for your discussion question 2, which is, what book did you choose? A lot of times, if you go to Google Reads, or Amazon, a lot of times you can get a chapter for free, or even public library digital book or Audible. So if you find a book you like, Google it, and a lot of times you can get a chapter for free, and so that would be an easy way to get it for you guys. But what book did you choose? What did you find interesting or even complicated in regards to implementing technology in this classroom? If you're just starting your book, discuss why you chose it and hope to get out of it. So really just doing like a pretty basic lit review. And the hope is that since there's 14 of you, we get a little snippet into 14 different books and, all grow a little bit from that. discussion question one. Just reflect on the course so far. You're only 2 weeks in. This is the start of the third week, but what are some things you've learned, and what's your biggest challenge for the course? With that question, the caveat I would say is I'm going to assume, and I think we can all assume, balancing your current job, your classroom functions, and being in this course is going to be the biggest challenge, really. So try to, with that question, go into the realm of what has challenged you idea-wise. What has been the biggest idea challenge for you? And so you can see, so far what's new, what's learned, share your biggest challenge. Real quick, I'm sure you guys have looked and know the grading rubric for it, but I don't believe I went over it first 2 weeks, so I just wanted to go over it real quick. In that, you get 4 points for your first initial response, 2 more for that response to make sure there's some sort of scholarly article and that you use an APA style, and then each of your responses are worth 2 points. The big thing I like to point out here, added depth to the discussion. And so I know you guys know that, but I just wanted to go over that again real quick. And then finally, your assignment for this week, I think, for the most part, you guys should have most of the information that you need on that, because I did in the announcements post those videos. But it is the 3D sketch. And so I've gotten an email and a couple questions about the size. If you make something, then there's a tool where you can select everything and just size it down. And I'm going to be honest, if it's 2 inches by 3 inches by an inch, the very specific dimensions, I'm not too worried about. We just don't want a giant, because the idea would be that this would be 3D printed, and so it needs to fit into that area, the size that most of the classroom 3D printers would fit. But here is your rubric. Now remember, what you're going to do is you're going to download that SKP file, and then you're going to upload that into the assignment section in Blackboard. And so here it's a real basic rubric. Sorry, there's an airplane going over. I'm by the airport here, so hopefully that's not too bad. So the construction is extremely clear, scaled correctly to allow easy interpretation of all design elements. And so appropriate title, make sure to label it the right way. Design is complex, unique, and innovative. Coloring of design is exceptional and attractive. And dimensions. Once again, the dimensions I'm going to give, there's going to be a little bit of wiggle room on that, because that's not the most important part. The other things are, for sure. Once again, if you have questions about that, feel free to shoot me an email. And here's kind of the video actually that I made of making it. But once again, on the rubric, click the click here link for all the videos. And then looking ahead, consider an emerging technology to focus on for your week 4 presentation. So next week you'll be turning in slides. And so just be thinking about that on what you're going to do there. And so I do just want to pop over, not to week 3, to the announcements. And so this was creating and saving. This was registering for SketchUp Part 1, and this is after you get the email what to do. So hopefully, that's all that information is there for you guys. Have a great week 3, and I hope whatever's going on, you're not too overloaded, and you just enjoy the last few weeks you have with your students.